We'll start from 42. Sorry. युयुधे सगदा पाणिरिन्द्रशक्त्या महासुरः ततश्चैन्द्री स्ववज्रेण रक्तबीजमताडयत् कुलिशेनाहतस्याशु बहुः शुस्रावशोणितम् समुत्तस्तु ततो योधास्तत्रुभास्तत्पराक्रमाः यावन्तः पतितास्तस्य शरीराद्रक्तबिन्दवः तावन्तः पुरुषा जातास्तद्वीर्यबलविक्रमाः चेते चाभियुधुस्तत्र पुरुषा रक्तसम्भवाः समं मातृभिरद्युग्रशस्त्रपातादिभीषणम् पुनश्च वज्रपातेन क्षतमस्य शिरो यदा ववाहरक्तं पुरुषास्ततो जाताः सहस्रशः वैष्णवी समरे चैनं चक्रेणाभिजगानः गदया ताडयामास ऐन्द्रितमसुरेश्वरम् वैष्णवी चक्रभिन्नस्य रुधिरस्रावसम्भवैः सहस्रशो जगद्व्याप्तं तत्प्रमाणैर्महासुरैः शक्त्या जगान कौमारी वाराही च तथासिना माहेश्वरी त्रिशूलेन रक्तबीजं महासुरम् स चाभिगदया दैत्यः सर्वा एवाहनत्पृथक् मातृकोपसमाविष्टो रक्तबीजो महासुरः तस्या हतस्य बहुधा शक्तिशूलादिभिर्भुवि पपादयो वै रक्तौकस्तेन सञ्चदशोऽसुराः तैश्चासुराश्रुत्सम्बोधैरसुरैः सकलं जगद् व्याप्तमासीतदो देवा भयमाजग्मुरुत्तमम् तान् विषण्णान् सुरान् दृष्ट्वा चण्डिका प्राह सत्वरा उवाच कालीं चामुण्डे विस्तीर्णं वदनं कुरु मच्चस्त्रपादसम्भूतान् रक्तबिन्दून् महासुरान् रक्तबिन्दो प्रतीच त्वं वक्त्रेणानेन वेगिना भक्षयन्ती चररणे तदुत्पन्नान् महासुरान् एवमेष क्षयं दैत्य क्षीणरक्तो गमिष्यति पक्ष्यमानास्त्वया चोग्रा नचोत्पत्यन्ति चापरे इत्युक्त्वा तां ततो देवी शूलेनाभिजगानदम् मुखेन कालिजगृहे रक्तबीजस्य शोणितम् ततो सा वाजगानाथ गदया तत्र चण्डिकाम् न चास्या वेदनां चक्रे गदापादोल्पिकामपि तस्या हतस्य देहात्तु बहु शुस्रावशोणितम् यतस्तदस्तद्वक्त्रेण चामुण्डा सम्प्रतीचति मुखे समुद्गता येष्या रक्तपातान् महासुराः तांश्च गादाद चामुण्डा पपौ तस्य च शोणितम् देवी शूलेन वज्रेण बाणैरसिभिरुष्टुभिः जगान रक्तबीजं त्वं चामुण्डापीतशोणितम् सपपादमहीपृष्ठे शस्त्रसङ्गसमाहतः निरक्तश्च महीपाल रक्तबीजो महासुरः ततस्ते हर्षमधुलम् अवापुस्त्रिदशानृप तेषां मातृगणो जातो ननर्दाशृङ्मधोद्धतः ओम इति श्रीमार्कण्डेयपुराणे सावर्णिके मन्वन्तरे देवी महात्म्ये रक्तबीजवधो नाम अष्टमोऽध्यायः। So we saw it last week that Raktabijam emerging, coming into the battlefield to fight with everybody. because the Sena, all the Sena got destroyed. So he was so angry, he enters the battlefield to fight against the Matas. So his Rakta Bija means blood is the seed. So every drop of blood that falls on the ground, new asuras of his valor and caliber spring up from there. That is what his blood, when it falls on the ground, it happens. So first he attacks Indra Shakti, Indrani, Aindri, Yudesa Ghadabanir, Indra Shaktya Mahasura. As soon as he entered the battlefield, the first one he fought, Ghadabanir, with his Gada in his hand, he attacks, he goes to attack Aindri. Mahasuraha, here it is only Rakta Bija is referred like that. Tatashchaindri Swavajrena Rakta Bija Matadayat. So to protect herself, she attacks him with her Vajrayudam. Vajrayudam, she attacks the Asuras. Asura first enters the field and attacks Aindri, and Aindri in turn attacks him with her Vajrayudam. Okay. Kulishena hatasyashu bahususrava sonidam. So wherever that Vajrayudam went and hit him, so much of blood oozed out from his body. So Kulishena hatasyashu, wherever the Kulisham means here thunderbolt again, Vajrayudam. So wherever the Ayudam hit him, bahususrava sonidam. So wherever, from that place, so much of blood oozed out. Samuttastu tatho yodas tatrubas tat. Samuttastu means that sprang, so many asuras sprang up from that blood that fell on the ground. So it was susrava, it was easily flowing. It is like, profusely flowing like that. So much of blood comes out and so many asuras also spring up from there. Samuttastu tatho yodas tatrubas tat. They are equal in his, identical in his form and equal in his valor, might. Tatrupas, identical to his form. However, Raktabija was seen in the same form. Those asuras who sprang up from his blood also looked like him, and they had the same might. Tatrupas tat parakrama. Parakrama means his might. Okay. Yavantah paditastasya sharirad rakta bhindavaha. Like so many drops of blood fell on the ground, and wherever it fell, Yavanta, wherever it fell, Tavantah purusha jatas tat virya bhala vikramaha. In that place, that many blood drops that fell on the ground, that many asuras sprang up from each blood drops. Each drops of blood that fell on the ground. So that many asuras arose from that. Te chapi yudustatra purusha rakta samvad. Those who sprang up from that blood like that, they started fighting with the devas. That Matrugana is now fighting, no? So they started fighting ferociously. Samam matrubir yadyugra. Ugra, very fiercely they were fighting with Matruganas, those asuras who sprang up from that drops of blood. They fought against Matruganas very fiercely. Ugra, Matrubir atyugra. Ati ugra. Very ferociously they were fighting. Shastra bhathati bhishana, with very fierce weapons. The dreadful, terrifying, Bhishanam means dreadful, terrifying weapons. They were fighting against the Matruganas. So, te chabi yudustatra purusha raktasam. The Purusha Rakta Sambhavaha, the demons that sprang up from the drops of bloods of Rakta Bija, Samam Matrubir Yadyugra Shastrapadadi Vishana. Very with the dreadful weapons, they were fighting ferociously against the Matrugana. Punascha Vajrapadena Chadamasya Shiroyada. Chadamasya means hurting or wound that. Punascha, then Aindri didn't keep quiet just because so much of blood is coming and so many asuras are springing. She again beat him. Shiroyada, beat him on his head with the Vajrayuda. Punascha Vajrapadena Chadamasya Shiroyada. Bhava Chadamasya, I told it is hurt or from the wound that is created by the Vajrayudham. So much of blood again. Bhava Raktam Purushas Tatho Jada Sahasra. So the blood flowed again, and so many Sahasra, hundreds of asuras sprang up from that. So much of blood oozed out because Aindri hit him on his head with her Vajrayutham again, and so much of blood flowed freely, and again hundreds of Rakshasas sprang up from there. Vaishnavi Samare Chainam Chakrabhi Jaganah. Vaishnavi now thinks she comes to assist Aindri now. She has got the chakram now, so she is attacking Rakta Bijam with her chakram. Gadaya Tadayamasa Aindri Tat. Aindri again beat him with her mace, Gada. Tam Ashureshwara. Aindri Tam Ashureshwaram. So Gadaya Tadayamasa, she hit him with her Gada. First with her Vajrayudham, now with the Gada, she is hitting him again. So Vaishnavi first attacked Sureshwaram. They are giving such a big name, Asureshwaram, not Sureshwaram, Tam Asureshwaram. See, he is the Ishvara of all Asuras, Asureshwaram. So, he is so tough to be defeated. That is the reason they have given this name Asureshwaram, because so many demons are springing up from his blood, whatever fell on the ground, and it is very difficult to beat him in the combat. That is the reason they said Asureshwaram, Tam Asureshwaram. Vaishnavi Chakra Binnasya Rudirasrava Sambhavaihi. Wherever Vaishnavi's chakra hit, again blood started. Rudirasrava. Srava means flowing of the blood. So Rudirasrava Sambhavaihi. Vapas, that blood started flowing from the wound that Vaishnavi hit with her chakra, discus. Sahasrasho Jagat Vyaptam Tat Pramanai Mahasurehi. The earth was filled with thousands of demons now, because so much of blood fell from his body and so many of them sprang up from there. So the entire earth was filled with thousands of demons like Rakta Bija. That is what? Tat Pramanair Mahasura, equal to the measure of Rakta Bijas. Thousands of demons filled this earth. Jagat Vyaptam, they filled the earth. Sahasrasho. First Sadasho they were saying, now Sahasrasho. It became thousands now, not hundreds, they become thousands. Shaktya Jaghana Kaumari Varahi Cha Tadasina. These Matruganas, now you can see they have no clue as to how to attack him. They are just increasing their attack, not realizing the more they attack, the more blood is going to flow again from his body and more demons are going to get created. So they have no clue as to how to handle Rakta Bija. So what happens? Kaumari is Shakti Ayudham. She has got the spear that she has got in her hand. She goes and attacks him with the spear. Varahija Tatasina. Asina, Asi means sword. Varahi goes with the sword and attacks him. Maheshwari Trishulena. Maheshwari goes, all of them go with their weapons and they attack him again. Rakta Bijam Mahasura. They just go and attack all of them without any idea as to that blood should not flow from his body. So no more extra demons to fight with, so to handle. But without any this thing, all the Matruganas go and attack Rakta Bija. Sachapi Gadaya Dhaitya Sarva Eva Kanat Prata. Rakta Bija will not keep quiet, no. So he takes his Gada. Kopa Samavishto. The next line, Matru Kopa Samavishto Rakta Bijo Mahasura. He was raged with anger because all of them are coming to attack him. So he takes his Gada and beats each one of them. Evahana Pratak. Each one. Pratak means one by one. Separately she was hitting each one of the Matruganas. Mahatrikopa Samavishta, because he was so angry that all these Matruganas are coming and attacking him in one go, so he was beating them struck them with his club. See, the blood keeps flowing down. Wherever he got hurt, it is not that only at that time it is flowing and it stops. Wherever that Shulam, Chakram, everything, wherever it is hit on his body, continuously blood is flowing. So, when continuously blood is flowing, so many asuras are also going to spring up from there, no? That is what? Tasya hatasya bahuda shakti shula debhir bhuvi papatayo vai raktaugas tena sanchatasho suraha. The blood keep streamed upon the earth continuously. Then so many asuras, in hundreds of asuras, sprang up from there. So the blood that fell on the ground, because it was continuously, his wounds are oozing out blood, and so much of blood on the earth, and so many asuras also sprang up from there. Shakti Shula Debhir Bahu. Shakti means sphere, Shulam is Trishulam. So all this Kaumari, Vaishnavi and Maheshwari, Varahi, all these people go and hit him with all these things. So everywhere blood was flowing from, wherever he was hit, struck. Taischa surasruk sambodhair asurais sakalam jagad. So wherever again, so many asuras, sambodhair means born or equal to how much ever blood fell on the ground, so many asuras, they just filled the earth. Sakalam Jagat, the entire world was filled with those asuras. Even to look at that, it was like, it is terrifying that is what they are saying. Vyaptama Sithado Deva Bhayama Jagmaruttam. The Devas now, the Deva army, the celestial army got so scared, utterly terrified, looking at the entire world being filled with the demons. They didn't know what to do. Rakta Bija's anger actually increased when he saw his army fleeing, not able to take the attacks of the Matrugana. They were so fierce in the battle, the army could not handle it, and they all, see, it is like a seesaw. At some point of a time they were at low, and now celestial army is now at low now. So as I said, like, there are two things about Rakta Bija. There is, I told you about manovrittis, how it, the flowing of blood and so many demons springing up from there only denotes our manovrittis, the thoughts that we have continuously, the thoughts that we have, so many thoughts, uncontrollable so many times. You go around the world and also you come. You touch the sky also, you come. I mean, you go everywhere. So the thoughts can go to any extent, and as I told you last time, after 10 minutes, we will not know what was our first thought. So many would have, uncontrollable it becomes so many times. So controlling the thought. And there is there is another interpretation about that profusely the blood flowing from Rakta Bija and so many demons springing up from that. It is desire. Because blood is red color, that also shows rajasic nature. And desire is also rajasic. Desire, when materialistic desires in general, and desires propelled by ego. Power, no? Can someone, how many, now we see all the politicians fighting for the chair. Power can give you that kind of intoxication. First you want to become the mayor or local body chairman or something, and then you want to rise up to chief minister or then the prime. There is no end to that. Step by step, it keeps increasing. What he says, the desire for the Parabrahman is also there. That is going to end with Parabrahman. Once you achieve this thing, it is not going to proliferate. It is not going to proliferate. Whereas this desire, based on possessions, that we want everything, this desire that is going to satisfy your ego is unstoppable. Unstoppable. That is what is very, very... Rakta Bija actually represents that. He is fighting for, of course, Chanda and Munda. But it is allegorically, if you have to think about this, what he symbolizes is how desire can incapacitate you. That is exactly what is happening with Rakta Bija. We have to understand, he is also the son of the Parabrahma. So, Ambal keeps letting him do what he wants. Till such time things don't go out of hand as far as she is concerned. As far as she is concerned, it doesn't go out of hand. Whereas for us, it goes out of hand so easily. So, what he says is that desire can lead to greediness. And it can be disastrous towards you in your life. The desire can take you anywhere if it is based on your ego or your possessions, how you want to possess everything in this world. Greed. All these things are the manipulation of this desire. And that is the Kali depiction. Now that is going to come, how Kali is going to take all the blood before it goes before it falls on the ground. She is going to lap up all the blood that is oozing out from Rakta Bija's body. It means that you control your desires, you control your thoughts in both ways. Be it thoughts or be it desire, you control it before it goes out of hand. You should know where to put a full stop. There are so many things probably the one way of controlling your desire is to be grateful and happy with what you have. That is when you are satisfied and contented, you don't want anything more than what is physical. You opt for something spiritual and you move on. Whereas materialistic desire, there is no full stop to that. Ase perashena. So it just...
A witness to that desire can at least...
No, what happens if the attachment is not there, no? You will not desire more. See, even if you want to possess things, if you get attached to the things, even holding up to things also is a kind of greed only. Holding on to things, not to let go, that is also a kind of greed. So many times, like, we are all in the same kind of, we are not able to let go of things.
We are satisfied with what we have, but we can't let go.
Let go of what we have. We are grateful about what we have. Yes, what you say is right. So many things, so many times it happens with all of us. We are not able to let go of things. We are not able to let go of our possessions. It is very difficult because we always think of some memory or something. We just want to hold on to that for some reason or the other. So this is something, it is like Kali lapping up the blood of Raktabija is not a good scene to look at.
But
Yes.
so that means whether it is Sattva Guna or Rajas or Tamas, only Tamas can kill your desires?
No. Sattva will only kill the desires.
Oh, she's talking about
Kali.
Kali being
Kali, no. Kali entering is there. I am not saying it is a very harsh way of doing it when things go out of hand. Because any destruction is done in Tamas Guna only. But when I am saying contentment comes, only when the knowledge comes. Knowledge you get it only in the Sattva Guna. Knowledge comes with the Sattva Guna. Rajas is desire. Desire, if we need to control, then it has to be on the Sattvic mode where you receive your knowledge. Sattvic lada knowledge kadikkum. Once you get the knowledge, you feel that all these things materialistic is all like, there is no end to this, or this, the ultimate one is the Brahman which I have to reach. All this knowledge that comes to you. Then you stop yearning for more things. You just want to put a full stop. It is okay, I don't want, that is one way of looking. When things go out of hand, then the tamas gets in to destroy it. This we have to understand very clearly. Desire is rajasic. Desire is rajasic in aspect. When knowledge is sattvic in aspect. When you get knowledge, when you get the jnanam, that these are all not the permanent one, not the ultimate one can ask for. Then you stop the desires. At some point of a time, you yourself do it. When things go out of hand, then Kali comes in. Kali comes in because it's very difficult to get out of desires. However, knowledge you get it. Knowledge we get, Takan, for some time we all think what is the point? How long it is going to be? Especially now, after this age, we all think we should not accumulate things. It is enough, whatever we had is enough. We should now concentrate more on increasing our jnana. All those things come now. You are all still young. We are not, we are in the other side. So, no, what I am saying is that knowledge when it comes, but still it is difficult for us to completely disconnect ourselves. Completely disconnect ourselves, it's very difficult. Even with the knowledge. When the knowledge is paripurnam, you become like a Ramana Maharshi or no? Like that, those kind of yogis you become. But being in this, it is very difficult for us to be like them. Because they are completely detached, so they can go. Being in this sagadi, in this samsara, being in that, living in that, and then to disconnect ourselves is the most difficult one. It is the most difficult one. Well, many people take Kali Upasana. Kali Upasana is not so easy. Kali Upasana is the most difficult. Like what we all do is the Sattvic Upasana. Sattvic Upasana. We know what it is and we try and control ourselves by that these things, material things you should not get attached to, or you just want to let go of things. All those things we keep talking and then we keep telling one another and we just try to deal with that. This is our Upasana. When the Kali Upasana comes, it is like Rakta Bijavada. You have to be prepared for the worst things to happen to you to get out of it. That is very difficult. See, Rakta Bija things gone out of hand. That is why Kali interferes.
Is it the right way to understand that you need tamas to kill tamas?
Tamas, it is not tamas.
Kali is
Kali is tamas, but Rakta Bija is rajasic, no? His desire is rajasic. To get over the desire, ultimately Kali enters. That is ultimate. Kali Upasana is the end Upasana before, because even Ahankaram, I consciousness, ego, what we see, that has to go, no? Before you find your union with the Brahman, that has to go. That is not so easy to go. You can give up everything materialistic. How are you going to give up your own ego? No, that is.
know to survive without it. No?
Yeah, we don't know to survive without that identity. We have an identity crisis. Like how this Rakta Bija has an identity crisis. In the same way, we all have an identity crisis. We feel like, what we represent is only this I. Only I. That ego only represents us. But we don't understand ego also goes one day and we have to be, we cannot be identified anymore with our name or form. There is a time that is going to eventually happen to us. So while living to get out of ego, that is why you see many of the great saints are the Kali Upasakas. Many of the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is a very, very, very common, not very popular, and the one we have seen in our lifetime. In our lifetimes, we have seen how he did the Upasana for Kali and how he became a saint, Paramahamsa. See, he's like that. To kill that ego, you need Kali's help. That is the most difficult to get out of. The most difficult way to lose your own identity is the ultimate thing. While living, we are all grahasthas, no? We are all living like a samsari. We are all like living normal life. To get out of ego is not. We still have the possession of our children or our family or all those things dies. Especially for women, it is very difficult. If women becomes like that, you see very few women sadhus, that's why compared to men sadhu. Because women actually binds the entire family and everything. She is the symbol of that. It is very difficult for a woman to be a sadhu like that, a saint like if you say like very, very few, handful of people only we all come to know. Whereas men could do it, they could get out of that. Because still there is woman to take care of things. But women cannot live like that.
Or brahmachari, if she...
If he is a brahmachari. If he is not married, if she is not married, they can follow that. That is the reason many take Brahma Kumaris, we hear about a lot of people who don't get married and they become... So that is easy for them to do it. It is very difficult for us to do it. Because we still are living in this world, living in the family. That is why the ego, to get out of ego, even if the jnanam is there, Kali should enter because it is not so easy. So that is, we have to understand one thing with the Rakta Bija Bija's, the way he was destroyed, the way he is killed, Rakta Bija, actually he is, you see a very different aspect of Kali here. Kali, by taking his blood, by killing those desires, she is now showing another aspect of hers as how protective she is. Her protective nature is explicitly comes out in Rakta Bija. We learn from that Rakta Bija story. Because she is the one, as I told you, kills all the desires and ultimately the ego. By doing that, she helps us not to get into the cycle of samsara. When your ego gets washed off, ego gets destroyed, Then you are one with the Brahman, you are not born again. So this is actually one aspect of it. If you look at it, it is her protective nature. She comes as a protective person who wants to benefit you. Some kind of benefits she is giving in a different way. Blessing in disguise. Kali, you have to understand, is a blessing in disguise. She is outwardly, when you look at it, she is ferocious. But the intent of her ferocity is for us to get back to like life without any kind of material desires. This materialistic desires is something that is going to, if it is not under control, then it is going to be disastrous to you. We have to understand that. And we have seen it in our lives. In so many people's, we can give a lot of examples ourselves. We have seen when things go out of hand, the desires go out of hand, how people have, what their life has turned upside down for them. They go from one extreme to the other extreme because of the desire. They fall out very badly. That is what it is. Tan vishannan suran drishtva Chandika praha satvara. Chandika laughs to see these gods and Matraganas being so scared, so terrified. She laughs at their despair. For her, everybody is the same. The situation is the same. And she knows why it is happening and how it can be countered. So when you are very clear about how to do it, then you will not be scared. In our small ways of lives also, we see when we know a clear solution to a problem, we don't consider it anymore a problem. It is like that. So she is supreme goddess and she laughs at looking at these gods and celestials, and she laughs. So she calls now Kali. Uvacha Kalim Chamunde Vistirnam Vadanam Kuru. You open your mouth wider. She is calling Kali and tells her, like Chamunda, open your mouth wider. Already her mouth is very wide. We have seen how the description of Kali was in the last chapter. So he says, Vistirnam Vadanam Kuru. Vadanam means the mouth. Vadanam Kuru. Vistirnam. Vistirnam is open it wider. Machchastrapada Sambhutan Rakta Bindun Mahasuran. When my sastras are going to hit Rakta Bijam and blood starts flowing from him, Rakta Bindo Prajitatvam Vaktrenanena Vegina. So quickly go and drink that blood before it falls on the ground. Only when it falls on the ground, you will have many Rakshasas springing up from that blood. She gives, as I said, she gives two instructions. The first instruction was to lap up the blood before it falls down on you. When my weapons are going to hit Rakta Bija and blood is going to come out, you drink that blood. Quickly, Vegina. Vaktrenane Vegina. Vegina means quickly you do it. And the next instruction is Bhakshayanti chararane tadutpannan mahasuran. Chara means walking. Rane here is the battlefield. Walk around the battlefield and see those who sprang out from his blood. Bhakshayanti, devour them, eat them. Eat them. Whoever you see, keep walking around and see whoever has sprung out from this blood, devour them. Bhakshayanti. So what will happen? There's no Asura coming out. As Asuras are coming out, Rakta Bija is also gaining more strength. So the wastage of blood is giving him strength because many Asuras are springing out of that blood. You have to understand here. Because when you do that, First take his blood and eat those asuras who came out of the blood. When you do both those things, Eva Mesha Chayam Daitya, this will make the Daitya weaken. He will become weak. Kshina Rakto Gamishyati, he will lose his blood. Because there is no asura springing up from his blood, he will lose his blood and he will become weak. Chayam. Chayam means weaker. Eva Mesha Chayam Daitya Kshina Rakto Gamishyati. So drained of blood, he will become, and he will himself will go to his destruction. There is no need for me to go and kill him. He will himself die because of loss of blood and become weaker. Bhakshyamanas tvaya chogra na chotpatsyanti chapare. So what will happen? No new asuras will emerge now because blood is not falling out, and those people are also you are eating. Those who have sprung up also you are devouring everybody. So no more asuras will be there in the battlefield. So Devi speaking like this, Ityuktvatam Tatho Devi Shulena Vijaganadam. She takes her shulam and he goes to attack Raktabija. Giving instructions to Kali what she has to do it, she goes and attacks now Raktabija. As soon as Kali is going along with her, Mukhena Kali Jagruhe Raktabijasya Shonidam. As you know, as expected, as soon as she hit him with the shula, blood started flowing and immediately Kali drank that blood before it. Tato Sava Jaganatha Gadaya Tatra Chandika Masava. Tato Sava Jaganatha Gadaya Tatra Chandika. What happened when because she is hitting immediately, rapidly, what Raktabija comes with his Gada to hit Chandika. He is fighting back now, he is in the battlefield. So she is hitting him with the shulam and he is trying to hit her back with Gada. With his club he hits her. Thado Sava Jaganada Gadaya Tatra Chandika. Asava Ajaghanatha. That is what it is split like. Asava means quickly or rapidly because he is now attacking Chandika. Na chasya vedanam chakre gada patalpikambi. So the blows that Chandika received from the Gada didn't pain her at all. It didn't make any impact on her absolutely. It didn't give any pain. Tasya hatasya dehatu bahusushrava somita. But what happens? Because she has been hitting him, beating him, wherever he was beaten, the blood was flowing profusely. It was flowing from his body. Yatastatathadvaktrena Chamunda sampratichati. Chamundi was very quick. The moment blood started flowing from his body, Chamunda immediately went and drank that blood. Immediately, whatever that came out of his wounds. Kali is the Chamunda, no? Kali, Chanda Munda, she was given the name Chamunda, no? Chandika is different. Chamunda is Kali. Chandika, you got a little confused with Chandika because both Chandika is different. Chamunda is Kali. Last time when we saw in the Chandamunda Vada, because you destroyed both Chanda and Munda, you will be called as Chamunda. Kali only destroys them, no? Chamunda is Kali. Chandika is Chandika Mahalakshmi. That is, she is different. She is the Adishakti. Everybody comes out from her. It is not like Kali is the aspect of Chamunda, Chandika only. Chamunda is an aspect of Chandika only because she also comes from, she is all one and everything like different aspects get out of her, and each one has got a name. The ferocious tamasic aspect of Kali is that also emerged from Chandika only. So the moment wherever every yadas tatas tadvatrena, in all directions, every direction, wherever he was like, blood was coming out from his body, she took all the blood immediately. Mukhe samudgata yesya raktapadhan mahasura. She not only drank that blood, she also took a lot of asuras along with the blood. So everybody was inside her mouth along with the blood. Everything was, blood was like I think gravy madri. Can't even comprehend how it will be like. So many asuras also went into her mouth. Tams chakha Tam chakatha chamunda papautasya chashonidam. So she was devouring asuras as she was drinking the blood of Rakta Bija. She was like, simultaneously she was doing both. Devi shulena vajrena Bhanair asibhirushtabhi. Devi now attacked Rakta Bija with, now she is confident that no more asuras are going to spring up from the blood because it is not going to fall on the ground. She starts hitting him with Bhanai Vajrena, Shulena Vajrena. Shulam is the spear, Vajram is the Vajrayuda, Bhanair is the arrows, Asi is swords, Rushtubihi, Rushtu is the spears again. So with all these things, she starts attacking Rakta Bija. And Jaghana Rakta Bijam tam Chamunda Pita Shonidam. And Chamunda was drinking the blood. She was attacking with all these weapons and Chamunda was drinking that blood. Sa papada mahi prushte shastra sanga samahada. Mahi prushte is surface of the earth. Mahi means earth. Mahi prushte is the surface of the earth. Sa papada mahi prushte. Then what happens? Because blood is only going on one side, Rakta Bija fell on the ground. Papada mahi prushte shastra sanga samagada. Because he was wounded by all these astras. And he was also losing blood on the other side. He fell on the ground. Niraktascha mahipala rakta bijo mahasura. He is now addressing, Rishi is now addressing the king. Mahipala. Mahipala means king. Oh king, what happened? Because of the loss of blood, niraktascha, loss of blood, rakta bijo mahasura, papada mahiprishti. He fell on the ground because he was attacked at the same time by all the weapons and loss of blood. He became very weak and he fell on the ground. Tataste harshamatulam avapustridashandrapa. They are very good at this. The gods were immeasurable joy. Harsha means joy, happiness. Atulam. Atulam means immeasurable. Atulam. Tataste harshamadulam. Avapta means because they saw Rakta Bijam falling on ground, they got very happy. Harshamatulam. Tridasha here means the celestials. This name is given to them because there are 30 of them. 33. Tridasha. Okay. 30. They have said 30 here. 33 devas are there. It is normally it is said. So they are given some round figure. Wherever Tridasha is mentioned, you have to understand it is 30 celestials they are saying. Nrupa again is the king. Again the king is being addressed. Tatastoy harshamatulam avapustridashandrupa. So all the celestials got very happy, delighted to see Raktabija falling down on the ground. Tesha matrugano jato nanardhashrung madoddataha. The band of mothers, no? Matrugana. They started drinking the blood and they were like intoxicated so much and they were all dancing. Nanardha means dancing, intoxicated with blood. Because Nanardha madhoddataha, because there is nothing else other than blood there. So they were drinking blood and they were dancing to glory because he fell down. Now the end has come for him. So as I told, first we saw how the desire worked. And I also told about manovrittis. The Rakta Bijam and the blood oozing out from him. Allegorical expression is manovrittis. That is like the thoughts that you get. Continuous thoughts that we get. Thoughts, you have good thoughts as well as bad thoughts. Here what we have is mainly the bad thoughts. Last time I told you how Patanjali has interpreted this. Patanjali has not interpreted this aspect, but in general he has told about yoga. How to control your thoughts. Patanjali is Yoga Sutra. He says when you have continuous negative thoughts or materialistic thoughts, you have to start countering with good thoughts. You have to consciously do it with complete awareness. Whenever you have that kind of thoughts, start thinking, creating good thoughts and thinking about it. Here and then, as you progress in that, good thoughts will be more and these thoughts will diminish. But at some point of a time in your life, you have to give up both good and bad thoughts. I mean, you have to reach a stage. Yoga is all about being thoughtlessness. You have to reach a stage where there is no thought. Whether it is good or bad, it is thought only. So he says substitute bad thoughts with good thoughts and slowly give up both. So here how it is represented, that is what I wanted to explain. The Sapta Matrukas that we saw, who were fighting with Rakta Bija, are considered to be good thoughts. That's why they were counted in Sapta Matrukas, can be counted. Good thoughts don't come, so many good thoughts don't come. Compared to Rakta Bija emerging demons coming out, the thoughts, bad thoughts come out so much, profusely it comes out, whereas good thoughts can be numbered. Joke apart. Sapta Matrukas represent good thoughts here. And the Matrukas actually keep fighting, but ultimately what happens, Kali had to intervene. Again Kali comes. That's what they say, Manovritti also can be contained only by that kind of rigorous. It cannot happen so easily. Thoughts, you cannot stop so easily. Even for that kind of drastic measure is needed. That is why Kali comes. Says without her blessings, it is very difficult to cross that stage. Be it killing your own ego or be it stopping your thoughts. Getting into the thoughtlessness. We can all be thoughtless for fraction of few seconds. Because continuous practice of yoga or meditation, all those things, you can try, and because when you control your breath, your thoughts also stop. How long you will control your breath? However, we are not yogis, we get back. When some sound comes, the breath automatically comes there. some sound from some other house also can, like, kindle that, stop that thought process. Stop that thoughtlessness. So it's very difficult for us. So the medicine for that is very severe. That is why goddess like Kali is mentioned here. To get that thoughtlessness and to stay in that thoughtlessness, because in the yogic process, Kali is the one who can do that. When you have to become a yogi, your yogic process, Kali plays a very, very important role because of this.
Nature.
Kali also says, awareness. First, we have to understand our thoughts are good or bad. To be even aware of that these are all bad thoughts or these are all good thoughts. To be aware of what is good and what is bad. That she's the one who represents that. That awareness she's the embodiment of that awareness. To differentiate, demarcate between good and bad thoughts. Forget about substituting it with good thoughts and then getting it over, like Patanjali has mentioned. Even to cross that, it is very difficult because she is in the form of that awareness. Consciously you have to take that stance and you have to do it. She is the power that actually comes in the fore at the time. You can say that she is also like to reach the absolute. She is the last person to help you. To reach the absolute, we can say like that, no? To reach the absolute. Beyond that, it is the absolute. If your thoughts are not there, if your ego is not there, then it is as good as Aham Brahmasmi. If both are not there, it is Aham Brahmasmi. It is like, Maharishi, Ramana Maharishi or Seshadri Swami. Like that kind of a thing, that you are in a different plane altogether. You are not in this plane. You are in a different plane. You will always you are attached to the Brahman. But to do that, Kali is our last. So she is not a person. She is not a deity who is ferocious and things like that. She may look ferocious. At the end of the day, she is the mother who wants you to cross that line. She is the mother who helps you cross that line is only Kali. Kali is the one who helps you cross the line ultimately, so you become one with the Absolute. Because these two things, to stop the manovrittis and to get out of your ego, to kill your ego, these are all the two most difficult things for every one of us. For every one of us, it's very difficult, and she is the only one who helps us cross it. That is the reason Kali comes into this, though Chandika is the most powerful. In fact, Kali also emerged from Chandika only. We saw it. Kali also emerged from Chandika only. She is power. So that aspect of Chandika can only help you cross that line. We have to understand. The aspect of Chandika which is named as Kali or Chamunda, she only helps us cross that line. We have to understand that. So the Rakta Bija Vadham actually is one of the most, because the next is only ego, like Shumba, Nishumba. If manovrittis don't, manovritti, you are just getting into ego killing. Next one is Nishumba, actually is the embodiment of ego. Nishumba is whatever the substitutes that happens, that our possessions or our material things, that what we possess, or the beauty, the form, so many things we can be proud of. They all contribute to the egoistic aspect of our lives. Whatever the contribution is, what is Nisumba. So they cannot be separated. Those two are together always. So first Nisumba is killed, and then so all the things you are proud of, those things are first quietened, and ultimately ego doesn't take that much time, because Nisumba's story in the 9th chapter is longer than even the 10th one. Because it doesn't take that much time to kill the ego when all these things are destroyed. That is what it is. So the Rakta Bija story is the most important turning point in our lives, in our spiritual progression. That we have to understand very clearly how, it plays on the manovrittis and our desires. With that, we will end today. Guru Pyo Namaha.